Far to the north, past the land of the Vikings, is a realm of snow. This is the cold land of Frostholm that holds many dangers. On the edge of the land next to the sea is the village of IcePoint. Our story starts at the front gate of the village. This is my new MOC series. My goal is to make up many of these 32x32 mills plates and build out the village of IcePoint and the land of Frostholm. This MOC was inspired by the CMF Snow Guardian and the Viking Village. Some of my goals to add to the village is a chieftain hall, a harbor with a ship, and some sort of horse stable or barn. I also want to take inspiration from the Vikings theme and add some fantasy elements, and try my hand at building snow monsters that populate Frostholm. I will be building one plate at a time and adding them in. Now I know I'm no great MOC builder, but I want to try to challenge myself on each plate, and most importantly, have fun. For the record, I will improve upon older plates, as well as make new ones. My first plate is the front gate of the village of IcePoint. The wall is made up of brown palisade bricks, which I mixed in some dark brown and white. I also used white tooth pieces to make it look like there is snow on the wall. The gate uses two of the old castle doors. I've always liked these, and so when I was building it, I wanted to use them instead of making my own. On either side of the gate, I used Snow Guardian shields, which are a great decoration, but also make the walls pop. Now for future add-ons, I want to make the wall at an angle. I don't want a flat wall running across the entire town. I was having trouble doing that with the front gate section, so instead I decided to add fighting platforms and leave it straight. The fighting platforms are pretty basic, but each do have a ladder allowing figs to man the platforms. In front of the wall I added some foliage, but in the future I'd like to use white or dark green foliage because I just think it would look better in this MOC. Also in front of the gate is the start of the road. For the road, I'm using dark tan plates with bits of dark tan on top and some white. If you've ever seen old dirt roads, they're never flat because they have so many tracks going through them and they're usually wet. So when it's freezing like it is in Frostholm, the ruts would have frozen, making it even more uneven. I have two small buildings on the first plate. The first is a small house. This one is more for show than anything and uses some snot for the walls and door. The rest of it is pretty basic, and I am trying to find new ways to spice it up a bit. The roof does come off and uses tan plates to represent thatch. I also added a bunch of white to represent snow buildup. The other building is a small storage hut. This one is heavily inspired by the blacksmith shop in the Viking Village. It has some firewood in it, a workbench, and some barrels of tools. Two of the walls I used snot with planks. This roof also uses a very similar design as the first. The angle of both roofs is from a snot connection. This gives it such a great angle, and if the snot parts are placed correctly, then it'll stop the roof from shifting around. Lastly, I have this cloud looking piece stretched out, which is supposed to represent a tanning of a sheepskin. I saw a very similar design a while ago, and even though sheepskin tanning would be more of a summer thing, I thought it'd be a nice decoration. So that's the first plate. I still have a lot of building to do, and while I build, I'll probably change some stuff. But until then, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to follow the progress of this build.